Welcome back to New Frontier. I'm BP, and this is the Homestead Challenge. We are in May. It is a beautiful sunny morning, and if you guys remember, we are down to 1 day months. So everything that needs to get done in May, we got to get done now. So let's go ahead and get the truck turned around real quick. All right, there we go. Got all squared up there. Took just a second. So we had good production overnight at our sawmill, even at 50%. So the goal for this morning is to get all of this loaded up and taken over to, man, I might need to buy a power wash to look at that window, guys. I'm not sure what we're seeing out of that window, but I think it's probably not a lot of anything. But let's take the stuff over and start loading up the cabin and see what it takes. I'd like to sell some of this, but I don't want to sell it all and then, you know, turn around and need a pallet of planks or a pallet of beams or whatever it is. Just want to sort of use what we can. Now, the question is, are we high enough to get up onto the flatbed? And guys, the answer to that question is yes, which is incredible. Let's just get squared up at the top edge. Gonna try to pack this thing sort of well, you know, like we've done something like this before. I do suspect we're gonna have to try to move 2 or 3 pallets. I don't think we'll get 3, but I think get 2 pallets of the other ones because we can't stack them too high. We don't have the lift on the hand forklift, so don't have the reach, I guess I should say. So we had a hard time getting this one last time on the ground coming at this angle. We had a slight uphill. Okay, not too shabby. See about sliding this one on. Maybe we'll put this one on the far side and use it as a base. You know, I am not one to enjoy the handling of pallets and productions. It's not something that I generally look to do in my gameplay. You know, if I'm over on, you know, let's say Judith Plains doing the 555 challenge, and, you know, we've got whatever it was, 104,000 liters of bread. You know, I'm not looking to load that by hand. There's no reward in that for me. A lot of repetitive tasking, a lot of, you know, just getting back and forth doing the same thing. This, on the other hand, with the hand tools, totally different ball game. I'm not saying I want to load 104,000 liters, but this is so much more enjoyable than some of the other things. So let's see. This little flatbed might be about full, guys. We may have packed it full already. Trying to get eye on the edge of the truck to see if I can get a skid from each side on there. I don't want to say that I'm looking like a professional here, but I certainly don't not look like a professional. All right. So I think we'll leave the long planks for the next trip. We could try to squeeze a couple on there, but I think it's not worth potentially knocking off what we have already. So we'll leave the forklift here. Is that true? Are we going to leave the forklift here? Let's see. I wonder if we can do a little trick here and get this thing to do something for us. Let's see. If I do this, and then I hop on in and say, hey, let's throw the straps on. And then I hop back out. If I... Will it take it with it? We got the front wheels off the ground, guys. I was hoping the forklift was going to come off the ground. was the hope. We got no steering at all, guys. The front wheels are off. That is hilarious. All right, let's salvage that. All right, not a big deal. We'll get over here. That could have been fun if that had worked. Probably should have just brought the, you know, I should have brought us the ramps for the truck, but I bet the forklift, I bet they're pretty steep when we're under load. All right, so starting with the item we know we need. I know we need wood beams. So I think I'll just back up and let this one fall off or fall into the trigger. Great. So now it says wood beams is another 3,000. Yeah, I mean, it's going to take this stuff, and I feel like we should just let it have it, right? I mean, it's going to need it eventually. Let's check and see what that did. So, oh, had it there for a second. Wood beams. Yeah, we're up to 3,000. Planks, we're up to, we need 5,000. But I think we go back and finish loading up the long planks and the other wood beam. Doesn't look like we're going to get to sell any of that today, which is a little disappointing. Wanted to bring in some money. Had a couple things I was looking at purchasing, so maybe we'll have to find a different way to make some money, but not the end of the world. Now here, knowing how we have a hard time getting more than one layer on the truck because of the height of our forklift. I love these metal, like, shop type wheels that go for inside, are just tearing through the forest over here, doing a great job. The wheels on this forklift are just spot on. They're doing tremendous work. Okay, I feel like that. Okay, we got way too much going on here. I want out of all of that, guys. I don't want anything to do with what currently is happening. Slide these onto the far side. This forklift is the most amazing tool in the hand tool set. The other stuff works great. The mower, got the baler, which is just sort of fun because it's cool the way it spits out the bales. The windrower we used last episode works fine. The stone picker actually works quite well, all things considered. But this forklift having actual, like, lifting capacity and being able to do real forklift work, drive on uneven ground, it's easy to use. Yeah, I mean, it's an incredibly well done mod. Would definitely highly recommend it. I know some of you have already reached out in the comments asking about console mods. Unfortunately, despite a lot of mods in this playthrough being console friendly, this is not one of them. So, have to be on PC to enjoy the forklift. Slide on out. Perfect. Let's go grab one more. Made short work of this stuff. I'm going to find something to do with those wood chips. I mean, obviously we could just sell them. Wouldn't be that hard. You're going to have to find some sort of tipper trailer for the actual, like, running up and back and forth to the shop area. We have the little hand cart tipper trailer, which works for getting the seed into the greenhouse earlier, and I think we'll use for some other projects. But it's not going to get us, we don't want to take 2,000 liters of stuff up to the shop at a time. So I'm going to leave this guy parked over here, with the thought being that we'll probably use it here next as well. Wondering if we should just real quick throw a couple of trees into the mix. Keep this thing fed. We're not anywhere near empty. How did I miss that one? Like, come on, guys. Maybe this one will fall over that one and knock it in. Nope, I think we're just making a mess of this whole... What was supposed to be a quick and easy... Alright, well, we're going to try two things here real quick. One, we're going to try to see if we can just lift this one up and get it to catch the trigger on the far side. Like a champ. And then we did have comments, and guys, I tried this off camera, loading bigger logs into the trailer with the forklift. We'll give it a try again. I could not see, it doesn't go underneath the log. Okay, now it's making a liar out of me. Okay, so maybe we need to do some more forestry work with the forklift and get some big old logs loaded up and save ourselves a bunch of money by going with big logs. All right. Heading back to the truck. Really gonna need to get... I wonder what the windshield looks like. Isn't it worth looking? Okay. It's funny because inside, right, it doesn't look so terrible. Can't see anything in my mirrors. I was going to say, I'm definitely going to be hitting a tree here. It's a grass field, so I guess if we do clip it a little bit, it's okay. Nice looking truck on the inside. Love the bench seat. My first truck had a bench seat. Loved it. Two bench seats, front and rear, actually. An extended cab. And just loved the bench seat. Such a cool feature. Alright, I look back as though I'm going to be able to see anything. Guys, I think we're going to have to jump out for this one to be able to keep up. Is there a third camera? There's a third camera on this truck, guys. Look at that. Hey, so there's like a spot cam on top. I mean, I still can't see jack squat as far as backing up. Okay, that's cool. Very nice. Learn something new. Trying to stay out of the wheat. Alright, I assume it's going to take all of this. Get this bad boy loaded up. Wow. Okay, does it not want the planks? Let's take a look. Long planks, it only wants one. So guys, guess what we get to do? We get to sell 3 long planks. They're going to get us about $6,000. Well, maybe, let's see. Yeah, constructible log cabin, buildable log cabin. Let's see, 1956, 1944, 32. So let's tag this buildable cabin. And let's go on and explore and see if one of our neighbors seems to be building a cabin as well, and they may be interested in buying some of our lumber that's been processed. That would be really cool to be able to help them out a little bit. So, just heading through the woods. I've not actually been over here, so this is going to be an exciting little adventure for us, going to check out our neighbors. I just assume that most people that choose to live out here, like myself, are not looking to be around a bunch of people, so don't go knocking on doors unless you're invited type situation. But right up here, looks like they're built on top of this hill. It'd be quite nice. Man, this is a nice area. I don't know if I'd want to have this land because of the hill. It'd be hard to do stuff on, but a very cool area. Love being on top of the hill. Yeah, here they are. They're building right here on top of the hill. Look at that view, guys. That would be super, super cool. So, selling these. Alright. I guess we have to call for payment. So, let's see. It was going to be... It was 3,000 liters of long planks, or 3 pallets of long planks. And they were offering, it wasn't 1979, it was 1956. All right, 58.68 is what they owe us. I'll have to make a call and see if we can get paid. Just got off the phone, guys, and they sent the money over. $5,868. So we are all paid up for our delivery. Here we go. Getting lost in the woods, talking on my phone, trying to get us paid. Need to pay more attention to what I'm doing or where I'm going. Alright, stay off the wheat. Oh, guys, look, while we were gone, they made some progress. Starting to get our foundation, our footers in. Looking good. Does look like we're going to be short one more wood beam, which is no big deal. We can get that put in anytime. Other question for today is it worth selling lettuce or chili peppers? I think the short answer to that is going to be no. Price is not very good. Well, let's jump in and see. I would like to start looking at getting a shed. So I've got a couple of options. I've got something like this that's just big and open, but I just feel like with the small hand equipment, we might need something a little bit more enclosed. So I did look at this one. This is an interesting option. It's got a door right here in the middle, and then nothing on the back and nothing on the end. So it's a big enclosed area, which would actually be sort of perfect. We could line all of our equipment across the back. We wouldn't ever really use this for big equipment, but we could put the rest of the small stuff in there. I almost wonder if we... Yeah, if we could get it right up, like right up against here. Get the mower and stuff in, but I guess that's not very accessible to the field where we would be cutting. But maybe it is, see, land not owned by you. How close do I have to get? I think we may have just run out of space here. So then the other option would be to bring it out here and have it, like we could put it like right in here. But I do feel like that makes it tough to get to that stuff. And get around there. So where else? And we could, do we cut take down a tree and just put it, I want to leave a space in case our, spring aquifer comes back. We end up with some options there. Maybe we just put it like right up at the head of the field. Not finding a spot I like for this one. And this is the shed. I think the shed will be a good option for us. I guess we could come out here and cut some more trees down. We could cut these trees down right here and then have it go along, and then the road would continue in front of it. I sort of like that idea. So let's come out here. Let's get these trees cut down. And guys, I think I'm going to grab the trailer, and we're going to try to get big chunks of trees into the trailer to take to the sawmill to sell. Because if you remember, we're not going to be selling any wood out of our production. I just think having it chopped up and having it disappear in there is just a little bit more than I think I'm ready to take on. So if we want to sell wood outright, which we do, we need some more money, I think we're going to go take it into town. So let's get the tailgate positioned, and then it's these trees right here. How do we want to do this? I'm thinking maybe, I'm willing once again to try to get trees to fall into our trailer. I don't think it's going to happen. Not a lack of effort or trying, probably just a lack of skill, if I had to say anything. Okay, let's get that down. Actually, we could just put it all the way down. And then let's get our little headache rack roof protector all the way up. Okay. I don't feel great about it, but it does seem doable. All right, so let's see. Bounced right out, guys. Just directly out of the trailer. Here we go, round 2. And maybe. We'll see. Funny how you can never get it to go into the truck. You guys must, the people who suggest this must be much better at forestry work than me, because there's no hope of me getting those things in. Let's see if I can get this. You guys know how I feel about the little pieces. All right, what do we have going on here? We want that off. We need to get lower and closer to it. Okay, yep. Go slow so we don't drop it. Oh, guys, we got beams and planks back already. That is intriguing. As we are selling this, it should be branchless. Great news about driving a jalopy is you drop a tree on it, it really doesn't change the condition. We had a nice truck, like maybe the Carhartt Silverado, or any of those Raptor mods that are out there. You know, might feel bad about dropping a tree on our truck, but you know, as it sits, not really a big concern. Hey guys, I'm going big. I'm hoping the forklift. You know what? We should be putting the forklift underneath first, and then cutting them so they aren't laying completely flat on the ground. So let's see if we can salvage some big pieces of log with the forklift. If this thing had straps, it might be absolutely perfect. Just get a little bit underneath, strap stuff on, and away you go. I understand why it doesn't, but it doesn't mean that I don't wish that it had straps. All right, so the middle is going to be more over here. Okay, we are technically underneath it. Don't want to lift the trailer too. Okay, you guys suggested it, and I said it couldn't be done, and here we are. Getting awfully close to doing it. Okay, how does one get... If this thing would just tip ever so slightly. Okay, maybe time for some Homestead ingenuity. Okay, so we take this, we cut that, because this piece is all but useless. Now, in real life, we would use this like a lever. Farm sim, we're going to just use it to maybe give a little nudge on either side. This is our nudging stick. Okay, we're getting close. It is on the end. Tap into our nudging stick. We've lost... Oh, there it is. Ooh, made me nervous. Okay, so let's try to come across here. And nudge. Ho, ho, ho. Okay. It's not going to be fast, but I think we can get a lot of these loaded in using the forklift. Now, I guess the real question becomes, how big of a piece can we load? This piece might be hard to load because there's nothing to push against as far as getting it up in there. So let's see. I mean, here's a huge piece, right? I mean, we could cut it. 9 meters is the optimal length. So let's go for optimal. Pop the menu on. Let's see. That's 9.1. That's 9 meters right there. We'll cut this next one. 9 meters as well. Okay. I mean, that's the optimal length, guys. That would be like 4 or 5 pieces for this whole tree, which would be crazy. Guys, this is borderline silliness at this stage. I mean, if that's not the screenshot, I don't know what is. So I'm gonna take it real quick. I'll be right back, guys. Got the screenshot. Now we just got to get this log into the trailer, and guys, it likes to swing. So if we have them long enough, can I just bring them over here and lower? Yeah, I wonder, guys. Hold on. I think I have an idea. This is a little bit like watching paint dry sometimes, but sometimes, every once in a while, a good idea comes together. I want that flat. Okay, I want this off. Okay, my thought is, if I back up a little bit, or ram it forward, you know, either one will work, I guess. If I back up a little bit, and I can lower it so the forklift misses the railing of the trailer, and then I were to, say, back up at this stage, would it not be caught in the trailer? And I think the answer to that question is very clearly yes. Yes, it would be caught in the trailer. So now let's give it a nudge. Okay, and now, guys, this is borderline brilliance right here. This is a plan coming together to level never seen before on the Homestead Challenge. Okay, so a little high. Wow. Okay. I stand by my previous statement. The forklift is the coolest tool on this game. It is really, really fun to play with. So I do need the trunks to be up against something so I can get underneath them. Not every one of them, but most of them, it's pretty hard to get underneath without having something to push against. And this one, I think we just... Yeah, this one we did not get it far enough over. Okay, so push that down. We're only going to get 2 trees done this episode, but we'll never have done trees so well as we have this episode. Going for optimal cut lengths. Getting them loaded. Okay. Come on, don't spin. I want you to come up. Okay, I think we can work with this. Can we get turned without hitting that tree and knocking it off? I think we can. That is as high as it goes. And we get it to come up and over. Oh. Okay. So one log, we had a lot of success. Getting the other logs is proving to be harder and harder, but we're not giving up. Just need to get this one balanced, and I don't think we're far enough over on it. I don't know, that plan sort of worked. Wasn't how I was expecting this one to go. Ooh, are we on the forks? We are on the forks. Alright, so, I mean, it works. It's not that it doesn't work, but it's definitely got a little bit of finickiness to it. Oh, look at that. Made it work. Okay, we'll zoom in. Need a little less of an angle there. Nope, need to not push the truck. Want to just catch the edge of that and push it back. I guess it's all right. We don't need to have it in the truck or over the bed. All right, so another piece here. And then we got the big tree left. Yeah, so we really need something to push against to make this happen. Okay, that seems to have been enough. Oh, that's a lot of spin. I don't know how we're going to get this one over and on, but we will figure something out. Is it up high enough to go over this one right here? It is. And we just keep it there. Okay, that wasn't part of the plan, but we can make that work, certainly. Well, I hope you guys are in for tree work today, because that's what we're getting at. That's about all we're getting at today. Okay, bring it down, bring it over. I think we need to push that one from this side and get the front end lined up, and then push it from the back. Yeah, well, what about this tree? Should we just put this whole tree in? Maybe if it'll let us. Oh yeah, so that is officially heavier than it wants to deal with. Well, I'm not sure that content-wise we'll be doing a lot of tree work with the forklift, but it is very, very cool that we're able to do some. The fact that we can do any of this stuff that we're doing is relatively amazing. Nope, let's not unload the other one. Let's consider that to be a bad idea. All right. Well, in an effort to keep this moving, I may end up cutting up the rest of these and loading them in. Let's see if I can get just a quick cut on this one. If I cut it, is it light enough for the forklift to pick up and put in? Because we get a huge chunk of this tree loaded in. Okay, and down. Okay, not bad. Not sure that 1 day months is going to give us enough time to get trees loaded. But okay, well, I mean, hey, you can't say that didn't work. Let's grab a strap on. Ooh, we're going to need one that holds, yeah, the big tree on. Because I'm going to use the big tree to push this piece. Okay, so we need to push the little piece first. It's already lined up. Find the end. All right, can we sneak in just a little bit further? I think we're having we're having a collision right now is the problem. Okay, so that's actually not bad. We can live with that. I just got to redo that strap. Now let's get this little piece on the ground here. See if we can't use the big trunk to push it and keep it in. Not exactly sure. I guess this one goes on the bed of the truck, doesn't it? The right size. We'll have to use our pushing stick. So yeah, I mean, I guess I stand corrected overall, guys. You can. Oh, that may not be what we wanted. Oh, let's get over here before we end up with it. Yeah, we're doing a lot of twisting. So I guess I stand corrected. You can load logs with the forklift. It is, I think there are some advantages, obviously, yes. Being able to load some big logs makes a difference. Not entirely sure that it is a viable option speed-wise. Did that get the forklift? Let's see. Did not. Yeah, I'm not sure it's a viable option for speed, just in regards to like how long it would take to get a tree done. But it definitely beats. Okay, now we've got ourselves in a silly spot on either side of the tree with the wheels. It definitely takes much bigger logs and gives you the opportunity to lift them. So from that perspective, I think it does help quite a bit. And we know bigger logs make more money. So I think that is all good news. Just have to figure out, you know, how the rest of it would work. Okay, I think logistically we have enough space. I think we're just going to sort of drive under that one. And guys, we might be very close to having all of our logs loaded. This last one's going to be a bear, but it is getting up there, so that's all that really matters. Let's give it a push, try to get it up off the ground. We may have to take a very long and wide open route to the sawmill to get these sold. Oh, yeah, that's going to roll. That actually may not be terrible. Can we get the end of this up high enough to get it strapped in? If the answer is yes, then I think this is done, and we got 2 big trees loaded in big pieces. So let's hop off here. Can we crouch in here? That grab anything? It did not. How about this one? Yeah, and nothing is grabbing this log, which is a problem. We need it to be hooked in. Trying to get crouch underneath here to get this strap. Just doesn't want to do it. Oh, I got one more on that side. Yep, it is. This is going to be a tough one. I may have to just unstrap the back and get it pushed in here. See if that got in close enough to catch a strap. Don't think so. Man, that strap really wants to grab this one, but it just isn't. And if we back away, yeah, it comes with us. We had just a little bit more height to be able to get this one in there. I think we're pretty well wedged as it is, too. Maybe it's time for the helper stick. The helper pusher. And we use the helper stick to get some lift. The helper stick says that is far too heavy to be pushed with me. Though it does feel like it might be strapped, so that could be good news. That might actually just be done. Well, let's see if we can get... What happens if we start pulling forward? Definitely didn't take it with us. I think we need to get turned around and load on the other side, but we're not fighting that big piece that's on the left edge of the trailer. Can we hook the trailer underneath it a little bit? Maybe. All right, we're getting close to the end here, guys. One way or the other, this episode turned into only logging. We did all woodwork from the sawmill on down. Okay, so if can we sneak that out of there without... Okay, gotta get away from this tree. Probably should have just cut that tree down a while ago. Gotten it out of the way, but here we find ourselves nonetheless. Okay, I want to sort of angle and push at the same time. That is utter and complete success, guys. Get the forklift out of here. You guys notice the forklift is brown? I think it got dirty. All that green paint is gone. All right, I'm going to meet you guys up at the lumber mill just to get this sold so we can see how much money we made. That's going to be it for today's episode, though. That was a long one, but it was fun. I guess we'll have to place that shed down next episode after we get back. So let's see. I definitely don't want to strap anything additional on the bed of the truck so it doesn't catch any of the front ends. All right, well, we're off. We don't steer very well, but we are off. I will see you guys at the sawmill. Pulling into the lumber mill. It's a bit of a wild ride getting up here, but we did get through it. Here we are. Oh boy. Gotta see if I can get everything in here. All right, undo the straps, turn off the truck. And $8,786. Sell. Oh, we got straps done on the truck. Hold on. Okay. And wow, another $8,400, guys. We doubled our money essentially, keeping those logs long. So the forklift and log loading is a good way to make money. I guess we picked two good trees, but it was very, very profitable. So next episode, we'll get the building placed. Also, on my way back to the sawmill, I saw we had our weeder sitting at the shop, so I'll pick that up and bring that back now. But thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget to drop a like and turn on notifications for more videos. Channel memberships are available if you'd like to support my content further, and members do get early access to upcoming videos. That's all for today, but I'll see you in the next one.